This is the AMC 1 month overview reading for August 2022. It's currently August 2nd, 2022, 9:07 p.m. So the overall theme and behavior for the month of August, we have sideways rotation along an important support level, increasing with usually with some bullish momentum as we move towards the end of the time frame that the card represents. It's crossed with 3 trades along an attempt to establish a support level. So we'll be riding sideways along support for AMC, some up and down, but like more sideways behavior. The behavior around the high, so the high for the month is going to have a notable drop off of it through multiple between multiple support levels. And the low for the month of August for AMC is going to form after a prominent decline. So if you're looking at a 1 month chart, this decline will stand out. And in the midst of the decline, there's an opportunity to open up a long position in AMC. Looks like we got some highs. There's some highs early in the next month, it looks like. All right, guys, so early in the month, starting on the 1st, we're at a resistance level. It's also considered the first low for the month, considering that we have a higher price level the following day. And that'll be the high for the month, guys. Very, very, very likely that this crest on or around the 2nd is going to be the high for the month. There's a notable move to the upside to reach that high. Around the 3rd, we have another trough. So we go from that prominent high to a prominent trough for the month. Not the low for the month, but a trough for the month. And out of that trough, there's a notable reversal. On a 1 day chart, it'll stand out, and a fast sudden move higher, standing out on a 1 month chart. On the 4th, we have 2 local highs. So by local high, what I mean is if you're looking at a 1 day chart of the 4th for AMC, you'll see 2 prominent highs that stand out. One will form after there'll be a breakout, and then we'll move into that high. The other high will form when we have a fast sudden move higher, marking the end of a period of decline. And the overall behavior around the 4th is going to be after meeting resistance, we break down with consecutively lower spikes up on the way down, and those spikes meet moving averages as resistance usually. On the 5th, we have another prominent trough here, another prominent trough month's low for the month of August. It's not the lowest low, but it'll stand out here over the week in the 5th and the 8th, roughly. We have some erratic behavior back and forth along the same price level around the 5th, and there's likely a speech or somebody giving advice. I'm advised to heed that advice. There's probably somebody on the news. They'll be giving some sort of advice, important advice around the 5th midday, and I'm advised to heed that advice. To reach the important trough here on the 5th, we have a notable decline off of a peak. It'll stand out on a 1 day chart, and then it looks like we have a crest early on the 8th, so a day's high early on the 8th, and there's a lot of volatility here on the 8th. There's a sudden dip within that period of volatility. That sudden dip will likely bring us to another month's trough that will stand out, and or the same as the 5th. And then on the 9th, we're moving higher, but there's a trend, a cooling trend brewing. And there's some deception going on towards around the high on the 9th. It looks like towards the end of the day on the 9th, we'll be they'll be profit taking from overbought territory in the RSI, and there'll be an attempt to make it look like we're going higher. But it's time to take action. It's not time to wait and see here, that's for sure. Better off safe than sorry. And then on the 10th, we have revisiting of a past problem and a flight to safety. Some bullish price swings around the 11th. Two local lows on the 11th. So on a one-day chart of AMC for a one-day chart of the 11th, there'll be two prominent lows that stand out. One will form when we have a sharp drop off of a crest, or a peak, I should say. The other one will form, there's a male leader involved in it, so likely on the news there'll be a male leader around the time of that. And then we have a trade opportunity early on the 12th, it looks like. There's a drop and a month's trough, another prominent trough that will stand out here on the 12th. In the midst of a notable drop on a 1 month chart, it'll stand out. A notable drop on a 1 day chart, it'll stand out, and very likely on a 1 day chart, it'll stand out as well. On the 15th, we have sideways rotation along support level and a fast sudden move higher, marking the end of that period of rotation. So that's around the 15th. Another month's trough that stands out on the 16th, with a sharp drop off of a peak to reach that low for the 1 day chart of the 16th, and a low or trough for the month of August as well. So there's a peak early on when looking at a 1 day chart on the 17th, there's an early high, and we have a sharp drop, a notable drop. Like, there's not a lot of time to take advantage of that high before there's a notable decline, but that decline does end with so the decline from the 16th likely carries over into the 17th, and there's a fast sudden move higher, marking the end of that period of decline for the 16th. But then we see more decline. It doesn't last, and we see more decline throughout the day on the 17th. Around the 18th, we have a swing trade opportunity. There's a swing trade opportunity in the midst of some volatility. This will be notable volatility on a 1 month chart. And there's a swing trade opportunity in the midst of an intentional fake out design intended to shake out the impulsive investor. Around the 19th, towards the end of the week here, we should have a rally with two local highs in it and one local low. So on a 1 day chart, we should see two prominent highs and one prominent low. And this rally offers an opportunity to open up a short position or protect against long positions over the weekend or moving into the end of the week. I would get, if I was going to open up protection here, I would likely have expiration on puts that expires past the end of the month of August. And the swing trade opportunity on the 19th. So to close the swing trade, it looks like from the 18th that we opened, we're going to want to take advantage of a sharp dip within a period of decline that takes place on the 19th. The two local highs, one local high will form with a rally into the high that increases the momentum as we near the high. The other local high will form when we have a breakout, and the local low will involve sideways fluctuations with a bullish trend that precedes a decline. Early in the week on the 22nd, Monday the 22nd-ish, we have two local highs and a big move to the upside to reach distant resistance. My sense is that we likely have open from a lower level than we had as a high on the 19th, based on this card here, the Princess of Wands. If I'm wrong about that and we don't open lower, I expect a much lower low, a month's low here towards the end of the month. And so with that big move to the upside to reach distant resistance, we have one rally into one of the local highs, one of the 2 days local highs on the 22nd. Increases with momentum moving into the high, and the other high on the 22nd is going to form when we have a breakout. Around the 23rd, we have selling from near overbought territory on RSI. There's one local high, so on a 1 day chart, we have one high, a prominent high that'll stand out. And it forms when we have a fast sudden move higher, marking the end of a period of decline. On the 24th, I'm advised to be cautious. Looks like there's a good chance we have a notable drop from early in the morning on the 24th. but even if there's no notable drop there from early on the 24th, there's still prudence is caution is advised. Maybe multiple false lows, multiple false tops. More likely, it looks like we probably look like we're gonna break. It looks like we're gonna break out, and then we decline to a low towards the end of the day on the 24th. Around the 25th, we have a notable move to the upside, possibly breaking through resistance. And this is in the face of seemingly overwhelming headwinds that would make us expect it to move lower. There's one local high on the 25th that forms when we have a fast sudden move higher, marking the end of a period of decline. Around the 26th, we have a move higher, successfully turning resistance into new support. We also have a correlation here on the 26th to the Prince of Discs card. So the price level of support that we would be reaching, where we're attempting to establish support and we move sideways along it, is highlighted here on the 26th and also on the 29th. There's a prominent trough here, and it looks like I'm being advised to set up for a high after this month. There's likely a higher price level than we have on the 29th. We may see a crest here on the 29th, but more likely there's a notable trough, and we have a day's low here in the last a month's low in the last 2 days of the month on the 30th and 31st. So on the 29th, there's two local lows. On a one-day chart of the 29th, we'll see two prominent lows that stand out and one prominent high, and one swing trade opportunity. Swing trade opportunity involves a sudden dip within a period of decline. One of the local lows involves a leader of nations on the news, most likely. The other one, we have a notable decline on a one-day chart. It's a notable decline on a one-day chart that starts from a peak and moves into a local low. On the 30th, there's a notable move out of a trough to the. There's a notable move higher out of a month's low, I should say, and we likely push the upper end of a range higher. And then it looks like we probably revisit that low, or we have a decline overnight, and we push higher, successfully moving from the bottom of a range all the way to the top of the range on the 31st. Sneak preview card for AMC through August 2022. We have a lower low, it looks like, and there's three spikes through the same price level of resistance. On that third spike, there's a notable move to the downside. I'm advised to take profits on that third spike. I'm advised to open up protection on that third spike as well. So it's not looking very good for AMC. Based on what I'm seeing here, I haven't looked at September yet. We're going to get to that within the week. And that's AMC for August 2022. Guys, this reading only got done because people commented, hey, I guess we're not getting AMC. Otherwise, it would not have gotten done. I have so much stuff going on. I'm so behind as it is. But that's what happens when you comment. A squeaky wheel gets the grease, I believe is the expression. So I appreciate the support. I appreciate the confidence. I appreciate the interest, my friends. Most importantly, when you make money from this reading, take a little bit of that and pay it forward. Keep that flow going. Take a little bit of that and pay it back. Show some gratitude right here at our Cash App. And then with the rest of it, do what thou wilt will be the whole of the law, my friends. As long as you do it out of love, the universe will send it back to you tenfold in all directions. All right, guys, that's AMC. I'm going to record another one